Hello everyone. Our today's topic is general iteration method. This method is also known as successive approximation method. This method is used to numerically solve algebraic and transcendental equations. Algebraic equations are all polynomial equations and transcendental equations are those equations which consist of functions like sin x, cos x, e power x, log x and so on. Numerically solving an equation means finding roots of those particular equation. It is a very simple method and there are a few steps in order to get the desired root. First, we'll be given an equation and we have to express this equation in the form of f of x is equal to 0 such that all parts of the equation are one side and 0 is on the other side. Then using this f of x, we have to find two values a and b such that f of a is lesser than 0 and f of b is greater than 0 or vice versa, meaning that both f of a and f of b should have opposite signs. This will ensure that our answer, that is the root, lies between a and b. So our interval will become a comma b. Generally a is the smaller value and b is the larger value. Now in order to find a and b, we generally use hit and trial method. If we want to find a positive real root, we start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And if we want to find a negative root, we do 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. But it is purely a hit and trial method. The next step is that we have the function f of x should be expressed in the form x is equal to phi of x such that x is on one side and the rest of the equation is on the other side. And since f of x can be written in many ways using this form, we define a constraint that phi dash of x, that is the differentiation of phi of x, its absolute value should be less than or equal to 1 for any value of x that lies between the interval a comma b. The next step is to find x naught, that is just the average of a and b, that then it will become x naught is equal to a plus b by 2. Then by iterative method, the successive approximations will be x of I plus 1 is equal to phi of xi. This will ensure that each time we get a value x1, x2, x3, x4, we get closer to the answer. So we have x1 is equal to phi of x naught, x2 is equal to phi of x1. Using the previous computed value, we'll compute the value of the next approximation. Now in the question it will be mentioned that correct up to 2 decimal, 3 decimal, 4 decimal and so on. Depending upon that, we have to find the answer and the number of iterations will be fixed. Let us solve this and understand this method using a particular example. So the example is, find a positive real root of an equation x cube minus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. Correct up to 4 decimals using general iterative method. So first of all, this is the equation which is given x cube minus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. It is already expressed in the form f of x is equal to 0. So f of x will be equal to x cube minus 5x plus 1. Now our second step is to find the value of a and b. Since we have to find a positive real root, we'll start with 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. When x is equal to 0, f of 0 will yield a value of 1. When x is equal to 1, f of 1 is yielding a value of minus 3. So here we can see that f of 0 is positive and f of 1 is negative. That is, they have opposite signs. So our a will become 0 and b will equal to 1. So our interval becomes I is equal to 0, 1. Now our next step is to find phi of x. Here we'll see how to calculate phi of x. So this is the equation which is given x cube minus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we can express this equation in two forms. One is this form and another one is this form. See, this will be x cube plus 1 is equal to 5x. X is equal to 5x minus 1 to the power 1 by 3. Now if we consider phi of x to be 5x minus 1 to the power 1 by 3, our phi dash of x will be the differentiation of this equation, which will be 5 by 3 5x minus 1 to the power negative 2 by 3. Now if we put value x is equal to 1, that is the interval is basically 0 and 1. So we have to find that for all values between 0 and 1, phi dash of x, its absolute value should be less than or equal to 1. So putting the maximum value, we get phi dash of x absolute value as 5 by 3 into 2.52, which is definitely less than 1. But if we put a value x is equal to 0, we get phi dash of x to be 5 by 3 to the power minus 1 2 by 3. This will yield a value something either plus 1 or minus 1, and 5 by 3 will definitely not be lesser than 1. So this phi of x cannot be considered to be our phi of x. So what we'll do, we'll express this equation in another form. That is, again you can write x cube plus 1 is equal to 5x, then bringing this 5 down, so we have x is equal to x cube plus 1 by 5. Now our phi of x, if we consider this equation, our phi dash of x will become 3x square by 5. Now if we put x is equal to 0, we have phi dash of x is equal to 0, and if we put x is equal to 1, our phi dash of x is 3 by 5, which is definitely less than or equal to 1. Now we can definitely say that this phi of x, phi dash of x, will have a value less than equal to 1 for all values between 0 and 1. So we can consider this equation to be our phi of x. So now we have found out phi of x. Our next step is to compute x naught. X naught is simply a plus b by 2. Our a was 0, b was 1. So our x naught is 0 plus 1 by 2, that is 0.5. Now simply we have to compute iteratively, that is using the formula which is given by general iterative method. X of I plus 1 is equal to phi of xi. We already know x naught is 0.5. Now x1 is equal to phi of x naught if we put I is equal to 0 over here, which yields a value of 0.225. And now since we have to find up to 4 decimal places, I'll keep a value up to 5 decimal, that is I'll round off all my values of x up to 5 decimal places, so that when my 4 decimals it becomes equal, I'll stop. Okay, now if I have to find up to 3 decimals, then I'll calculate up to 4 decimals. You're getting it? Now x2 is phi of x1. Now x1 is already computed. If we put the value over here, we get 0.2022 something something something. Now I've rounded it off up to 5 decimal places, so it becomes 0.20228. Using x2 I calculate x3, so I get 0.20165 after rounding off, and again using x3 I calculate x4, so I get 0.20164. Now since these 4 decimal places are equal to these 4 decimal places, we stop at this particular point because we have to find up to 4 decimal places. Now this will be the desired root of the equation corrected up to 4 decimal places. So x becomes 0.20164, and that is corrected up to 4 decimal places. Now there is a calculator trick which you can use in order to compute the answer fast. Let's say I have this calculator FX991ES Plus. So now since I know that I have to compute phi of x continuously by just changing the value of x, so what I'll do is that I'll first put the value of phi of x over here. So how do I do that? When I click on this alpha and then x, so this becomes x, then I click on this power symbol, then I do 3, so this becomes x cube. Then our next step is x cube plus 1 by 5, so I do plus 1, and then this whole thing I put it divided by 5. This whole thing I divided by 5. Now what happens? Now just to simply calculate the answer, we have to click on calc. Now initially our value of x naught was 0.5. So what I'll do is that I'll put the value of x as 0.5. So I get the value as 0.225. Now again, if now I have to put 0.225 again in the equation. So what I'll do is that again I'll click on calc. I'll write 0.225. This happens. Now I get 0.202278. So I've rounded it off to 5 decimal places. Again I put in calc 0.20228. Now I get 0.20165 corrected up to 5 decimal places. And again if I put 0.20165, I get 0.20164. So now you see that these two are equal, so our x is this. Thank you, and this is an easy way to understand general iterative method.